making history. We are beginning what hopefully will be a beautiful custom in our community. We are beginning our night out celebration with a celebration that speaks to our faith, a celebration that is an opportunity for us as Catholics and as residents of Dunmore to say thank you to our God, our ever-loving God, for the blessings He showers down upon us, not the least of which is a safe community.
For all Americans who live in communities that have become overrun with crime, drugs, and civic decay, that the generations to come may reclaim their homes and towns in such a way that their children may be raised free of fear, we pray to the Lord.
Light for the world to see, Christ be our light, shine in our hearts, longing for light, we wait in darkness, longing for truth, we turn to you. Make us your own, your holy people, light for the world to see. Christ be our light, shine in our hearts, shine through the darkness. Christ be our light, shine in your church, gathered today.
this National Night Out event in Dunmore has been a roaring success from the beginning. It brings the whole community together to focus on crime prevention, to focus on how we need to watch out for each other to truly prevent crime. It has been one of the great events that has unified the community, not just in the fight against crime, but in so many other things, in so many other ways. And we're just ecstatic to have it every year. It is something people actually build their summers around. I talked to a number of people, they plan their vacations around it because it just creates, you know, with everybody going in so many different directions, you've got to work to keep the concept of community even in towns like Dunmore, and this does it. This really does it. It works.
This has to be one of the best community events that the state police participates in. Everybody puts their best foot forward and it comes together so great that it's unbelievable.
It brings a lot of people in the borough of Dunmore together. It's too bad that other towns don't do this and do it on such a big scale that we do in Dunmore. It's really a great thing for young and old. The crowds seem to be getting bigger with every year. And the weather, thank God, has been holding out for us. Everybody enjoys it. It's a night out. Even on a hot night, you can see it's about 90, 95 degrees, but people are still coming out.
Again, it's a wonderful national night out, and a tribute to Chief Mecca. We had a great turnout, as usual. Chief Mecca works all year on this particular week, and he does an awesome job.
We had fire departments there from Scranton, from Beckville, from Blakely to Troop. We had them from all over, as well as the police departments from all over the area. Today we're going to do a demonstration with the Jaws of Life. We're going to tear a car apart here. That we have a car from the Naples junkyard, and we're going to tear it apart just to show the people what their tax dollars buys with the Jaws of Life.
Well, this event is really at the cusp of nights out. I mean, I don't know that there's any nights out around here that equate to the level of what the chief has accomplished here in Dunmore. And honestly, in terms of building a rapport between the law enforcement and the community, I can't think of anything comparable.
I work with problem children. I represent Children and Youth Services of Lackawanna County. And in many of the households where children grow up, unfortunately, their parents tell them that police officers truly aren't their friends. And I think children could make their own decisions here and see that police officers truly are their friends.
We're celebrating the DARE program and to resist drugs and violence, and it's fun.
Today's great. Today's day 2. Yes, yesterday we had a few procession from St. Mary's Church. A candlelight visual was great. The weather was fabulous. Today we had in the thousands here, hot air balloons, police helicopters. Beautiful camaraderie, people getting to know each other, and they had pretty close to 20 crime prevention booths. I think it was an educational experience for everybody.
Say, mister, say, sister, tell me the truth.
Well, let's tell her.
Ain't she sweet? See her coming down the street. Now I ask you very confidentially, ain't she sweet? Brother, ain't she nice? Look her over once or twice. Now I ask you very confidentially, ain't she nice? Just cast an eye in her direction. Oh me, oh my, ain't that perfection? I repeat, don't you think that's kind of neat? Now I ask you very man again. You'll hear me croon a love song from one of those days gone by. A June and moon above song that makes you wanna cry. Let the curtain rise. All I want is fame, and I'll be a song and dance man again, again. I'll be a song and dance man again.
East is east and west is west, and your Dunmore police are always the best.
Be a song and dance man again.
Real big.
Great. Great job. Very good.
This is my third visit to Dunmore for the National Night Out being celebrated tonight in Dunmore, Pennsylvania. And I can tell you what a great evening it is. It's tremendous to stop at the various block parties that we've come to. And certainly none of them is any better than the one here at the Mecca household. But it's really an indication of how the Dunmore community comes together. They come together not only to have a good meal and for fellowship, but they also come together to make sure that they watch over one another in their neighborhood. And that's what it's all about, particularly in older communities across Pennsylvania, where many citizens continue to live in their homes, while at the same time, young people continue to move in. So you have this great cross-section here in Dunmore where neighbor looks out for neighbor. And as our choral group said, east is east and west is west. But the Dunmore police are truly one of the best. And with their work and the community work, this National Night Out celebration symbolizes one of the truly great communities in Lackawanna County and all of Pennsylvania.
Well, day 3 for our National Night Out here in Dunmore. 20-some-odd block, 22, 23 block parties. I forgot to count after about 15. We had the barber shoppers come along with this. Great time. Everybody had a great time. Festival was a total success. We had people at our parade in the thousands, and tonight we had in the thousands that we visited. It was great.
Now, live from the news station, this is Newswatch 16. WNEP-TV proudly presents the Newswatch 16 team, the #1 source of news and information in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is Newswatch 16 at 11.
Dozens of people held a candlelight vigil in the streets of Dunmore. The event kicked off National Night Out. It's a crime prevention program.
Unity together, community together. Can't go wrong.
You think that will help reduce crime?
Yeah, when they're criminals to see that people are banding together, it's a great thing.
Before the vigil, a mass was held inside St. Mary of Mount Carmel Church. National Night Out activities continue tomorrow. A parade and crime fair will be held at Dunmore High School starting at 6 p.m.
From WBRE, this is 28 News on your side.
Good evening, I'm Charlotte Deleste. Keith Martin has the night off. Tonight is National Night Out, a time for neighbors to meet and greet each other and for the police department to talk about safety and for everyone to have fun. We stopped by Plains Township tonight for the 5th annual event at the municipal park. In Dunmore, State Attorney General Mike Fisher stopped by the festivities. The National Night Out invites residents to lock their doors, turn on their lights, and spend the night outside with neighbors.
From WYOU TV 22, this is 22 Action News 11 at 11.
Dunmore's finest paraded through the streets this evening, which were a little noisy for some. Still, hundreds and hundreds of residents poured into the high school parking lot, mainly to mingle and reinforce the ties that neighbors here are trying to bind.
Those ties are the things that really prevent crime, and that's why this is so important to remind us each and every year that community is what fights crime more than anything.
I think it's safe. I think it's a lot safer than it's ever been. And even my neighborhood, you know, we don't have the problems that we had before. You get the closeness of the neighbors. Everybody seems to be watching out for one another since this started.
These firefighters show how they look after accident victims using the jaws of life.
So we want to move the patient as little as possible, so we want to take the top off and the doors off so you can get access to that patient.
From WYOU TV 22, this is 22 Action News 11 at 11.
Inside a kindergarten classroom of Dunmore Elementary, it's become a staging area for hundreds of National Night Out balloons. The raffle prizes are lined up, among them bicycles, car seats, and specialty baskets. The Chief of Police, Sal Mecca, is firmly behind this effort. So much so, he spent part of his day filling helium balloons with his son, Chris.
We have a nomadic lifestyle now. There being somebody who transferred from working in a different locale, they moved into the area, and right now it's the opportunity to meet all of their neighbors, and they'll take the extra step to keep an eye on their houses. And that's the big thing, is to know your fellow neighbor.
The chief says Dunmore's Night Out is expanded into a 3-day program, and each year it gets bigger and better. In Lackawanna County, Jane Adonisio, News 22.